Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous lecture we discussed about the visual pathways, and in this lecture we will discuss about the lesions of visual pathways, the clinicals of visual pathways, that if there is any injury to the visual pathways at any level, what would be effect on our vision. Okay, now first I will say that this is this is the right eye, this is the left eye, and this is optic nerve, optic chiasma, then optic tract, lateral geniculate body, then optic radiations will come out, and then occipital cortex. Now this is the field of vision, visual field, and this is the temporal side, and this is the nasal side, this is again the nasal side, and this is the temporal side. You can say this is the right half of the visual field, and this is the left half, this is again the right half, and this is the left half. I will color the right half of visual field with red. Okay, and the left half with green color. This is the left half of the visual field. Okay, now you know from the previous lecture that the light rays from temporal half will go to the medial side of eye, right rays and similarly here also, and the light rays from the nasal side, they will go to the lateral side of eye. From nasal side they will go to the lateral side. No, it will be drawn with red. And from the temporal side they will be go to the medial side of eye. Okay, now further, the lateral fibers are from the temporal side of eye, they do not cross, they will go like that. And from the medial side, these fibers they cross, they will go to the opposite side. In the same way here, these are the medial fibers coming from the medial side of eye, or you can say from the nasal side of eye. These fibers will cross to the opposite side, and the fibers which are coming from the temporal side of eye, they will go straight, they will not cross. Okay, from further, some fibers will form the loop, some will go straight, some fibers will go straight in the parietal lobe, some will form loop in the temporal lobe. This. Now we will discuss that at various level, lesions at various level, what would be effect on our vision. Okay. No, I give if there's lesion at the level of optic nerve, I give it the number 1. If there's a lesion at optic chiasm, there is number 2. If there's a lesion at optic tract, it is the lesion 3. And if only the lateral fibers are destroyed, then it is no. Let's see, this is 3 and this is 4. If only lateral fibers are cut down, then it would be 3, and if the whole tract is cut down, then it would be 4. And here I will draw the 5 if there's a lesion at the level of optic radiations. Now I discuss that if there's a lesion, I will mainly discuss about the right eye. Okay, the same would occur on the left side as well. So if the right optic nerve is cut down, there is any lesion, there is an optic neuritis, or there is an optic neuropathy or papilledema, whatsoever the cause, if this whole optic nerve is cut down, or if this whole optic nerve is damaged, so what will occur? The right field of vision, it will be totally blind, totally black. So what we will call it, but the left eye, the left field of vision would be normal. Okay, this is actually the right, and this is the left, right visual field of right eye and visual field of left eye, number 1. So there would be right anopia. Okay, right, complete blindness. Okay, you cannot see anything in the right field of vision. Now, if there is a lesion at the level of optic chiasm, there could be any cause, like there is any pituitary tumor, or there is any craniopharyngioma. So what will occur? You know that what are those fibers which are crossing? These fibers are those which are coming from the nasal sides of both eye, and these nasal sides of they are further coming from the temporal sides of both visual fields. So what will occur if there is a lesion at the level of optic chiasm? This is, suppose this is the temporal half, this is nasal half. Again I divide it into nasal half and temporal half. So of both eyes, this temporal side would be blank. What we will call it, that this is the bitemporal hemianopia, because the temporal sides of both visual fields are affected. Bitemporal hemianopia. One thing which should be clear, that these bitemporal, this is I am telling in the reference of visual field, not in the reference of eye, because these fibers are actually coming from the nasal side of both eyes, but these nasal sides of both eyes, they are carrying the fibers from the temporal sides of both visual fields. So there would be the bitemporal hemianopia. Now next, the third is that if only the lateral fibers of optic tract are damaged, what will be occur? What would be the response? So these lateral fibers, they are coming from where? From the lateral side of eye and from the nasal visual field. So there would be nasal side would be blank, and we will call it, because only the right side is affected, there is no effect on left side, so there would be the right nasal hemianopia. Okay, this is for number 3. Now next is the number 4, that if this whole optic tract is damaged, cut down for any reason, there could be a syphilitic meningitis, or there could be the tuberculosis meningitis. In these lesions, these kind of meningitis, mainly the optic tract is affected. So what will occur? You know that these fibers, from where they are coming, they are carrying the fibers from the left visual fields. So they both are carrying the left visual fields. So of the right eye, the left visual field is affected, of right eye, and of the left eye, again the left visual field is affected. So you can say that there is left homonymous hemianopia. And how I will draw it, that both the left sides are affected. This is both left sides. You can say that if this lesion is if there's lesion at the optic tract, you can follow that this is coming from the nasal side of right eye, and these fibers, they are coming from the temporal side. So temporal side of the left side. So what we will name it, it would be the left. Why we call it left? Because there is the left visual field, because these are the green fibers are affected, and the green is the left visual field. So left homonymous hemianopia. And why it is called the homonymous? Because of both eyes, the left visual field is affected. So it is not that the right visual field of one eye and left visual field of another eye. So it is not like that, because the left visual field of both eyes is affected. That's why it is called the homonymous. Now the fifth is, again it would be like the fourth, that the nasal side of right eye, you can say that these green fibers from here, they go to left, comes from the nasal side, and these fibers from here, they come from the temporal side. So left eye, this is the temporal side, and of the right side, this is the nasal side. Again there would be the left homonymous hemianopia. So this was all about the visual pathway lesions. Hope so there would be no confusion. These would all be clear. I discussed these in a very simplified form so that you can understand well. Thanks.